Who's online? Shikshana Foundation team. Ram sir, I saw a few registers. Yes, sir. Registers.
Many of the university.
Registers and university coordinators. YouTube లో మన ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ కొంచెం అది మనకి ఇక్కడ కనపడుతుంది. Good afternoon, one and all. On behalf of APSHI, CDE and School Education, UNICEF, Save the Child, SIPS, we are inviting all of you for this launching program of Prerana Mitra manual and app. I welcome all the dignitaries, Professor K. Hemchandra Reddy Garu, Chairman APSHI, and Sheshagiri Madhusudan Rao Garu from UNICEF, and Mastanaya Garu from School Education, and SIPS Director Valli Madam, and Vijay Bhaskar Garu, JD Samu, and Rama Garu from Shikshana Foundation, and Upendra Reddy Garu from SIPS, and Rama Garu, Swati Garu, and SCRT team, and Save the Children representatives, and all the dignitaries and registrars and BCD university coordinators. I welcome all of you for this program. So, as we are having great personalities who will be describing about the program, I request all of you to pay your attention to take the inputs and transfer them to the our student volunteers. So, first I request Shri Sheshagiri K. Madhusudan Rao Garu, UNICEF Education and Adolescent Development Specialist, to give brief about this Prerana Mitra manual and application and conceptualization of this program. Over to Sheshagiri Rao.
Thank you, Deva Garu. Good afternoon, everyone. This is indeed a very unique moment for all of us. And we've been working very hard towards this moment over the last several months. Very quickly, this event is linked to a program called as the Learning Improvement Program, which has been initiated by the Department of School Education, Andhra Pradesh. And the Learning Improvement Program seeks to improve the quality of teaching and learning, especially for children in the middle grades. And one component of the Learning Improvement Program is of course, the work with schools and teachers. Another component which is very unique and new for all of us is the component of linking this program with the higher education institutions in Andhra Pradesh. And towards that end, we have been having a number of conversations with the AP Council, State Council for Higher Education, the Board for Community Development through Education in Andhra, with the objective of trying to involve young students in various colleges and universities in Andhra to play a critical role in improving children's learning. I'm saying this because children's learning levels have always been a challenge, not only in Andhra, but across the country and for several years. So the state government of Andhra has initiated a number of programs to improve the quality of teaching and learning. The Learning Improvement Program is adding to those efforts. And what we would like to see in this program is the involvement of young students from different colleges and universities who can identify children in their neighborhoods and provide them learning inputs. So this is over and above what schools and teachers are doing And we hope that this effort will add value to what the government is doing. As I sit here and share, about this program, I'm reminded about what one of the slogans that we coined in the 1980s. It was each one teach one, or probably each one teach five. This was part of literacy efforts in the country at that time. So I think somewhere in this program, we are trying to go back to that, to the spirit of the literacy movement, where we are encouraging young people during their formative years to do something that is useful for their communities. And one of the most unique institutions that we have come across, which I think perhaps is unique only to Andhra Pradesh, is the Board for Community Development through Education. I have not seen a structure like this elsewhere. And the Board for Community Development through Education, which is of course part of the AP State Council for Higher Education, is making efforts to mobilize young people in communities for social development work. It can be in the field of education, livelihoods, health, etc., etc. And the council, under the leadership of Hemchandra Reddy Garu, has agreed to designate 2023 as the year of education. So it's a very happy development for us. I'm not going to go into the details of the program because I know that there are several speakers who will, they will not have much to say if I say too many things. I will just say make one more point before I end over here, which is that today we will be launching two very interesting and unique resources that have been developed for this program. One is a digital platform for the student volunteers whom we are calling as Prerana Mitras. And as you can make out from the name, these are friends who would motivate young children in their communities to attend school regularly, to learn well, and so on. So this digital platform is going to enable them to register for the program. And I'm delighted to say that already nearly 17,000 young students, both boys and girls, have registered via, of course, a Google platform, and they will soon be downloading this Prerana Mitra app, which is going to be launched. The other thing that we want to do for these young people who come into the domain of teaching, learning in their own communities is that we will also be launching a handbook for them. It can be also called as a manual. This manual is going to guide them in terms of what they can do with the children when they start teaching them. What kind of activities can they do for enhancing language learning? What kind of activities they can do for basic mathematics? What are some of the exciting sports and games that they can play with children? What are some of the stories that they can tell children, and so on? So there are, and of course, one of the other dimensions is, I think there are a lot of activities around arts and crafts which these young people can also use with children. So in effect, what we're trying to do is we are trying to create community-based learning spaces which these students can use as part of their degree courses. And as I said, the most interesting and exciting part is BCD and APSHI have created a very elaborate set of community service guidelines for students in colleges and universities that mandate, social service and mandate community level work. And we are using that platform which has already been created in Andhra for education. And we do hope that as we go along, this platform will play a very key role year after year after year in helping children learn better in their communities. So personally, at my level, I'm very excited to see this finally happening, and it will be incomplete for me. I will not excuse myself if I do not thank the AP State Council for Higher Education, the Board for Community Development through Education, Hemchandra Garu, Deva Garu, who really provided unstinted support in all these months. Special thanks to Sudha Garu and Nilima Garu for being part of this effort from SCRT. And though we are sorely missing the Commissioner and SPD, that is Suresh Garu and Srinivas Garu from Samagra Siksha, from the Education Department, we are glad to, have Vijay Bhaskar Garu and Mastanaya Garu from the CMAT director, who've been supporting us in this journey. And of course, special thanks to our other partners in the Learning Improvement Program, the Center for Innovations in Public Systems. I'm really happy that Valli Garu has so quickly not only understood this program, but has taken a lot of interest in it. And Upendra Garu, who's of course very well known to all of us in Andhra and Telangana as somebody who's leading academic efforts for so many decades now. So Nagesh Garu, and last but not the least, our partner Sikshna Foundation, UNICEF's partner for a long time in the Hyderabad field office. And Sikshna Foundation has developed this really wonderful digital platform, which you will now see, sir, in a short while when Rama demonstrates it for us. So let me just end there and not stop the others from saying and sharing their thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving all the concept of evolving and how various stakeholders have involved in the activity. Thank you for your team effort from UNICEF. And now I request Dr. Valli Madam, Director SIPS, to say a few words on the role of SIPS in LIP program.
Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon to all the dignitaries here and all of you who have joined online. First of all, it's a very heartwarming day for us. We have been working with the government of Andhra Pradesh for almost 9 months now, when we initially signed the MOU. Of course, SIPS has a mandate. SIPS has a mandate to undertake replications in various sectors. And one of the important sectors that have been identified by the Center for Innovation in Public Systems is education. And that's one of the reasons that we are giving so much of focus on education. We have identified 4 sectors, health, and of course, we have also identified e-governance and the IT sector. We are seeing this online through the IT platforms that are available. But SIP's first priority has been the education sector, and we were fortunate to have Mr. Upendra Reddy Garu on our team to have led this exercise since almost July 22, wherein we partnered with UNICEF. In fact, we tried to replicate the efforts of UNICEF that was done under a Sikh program in Chhattisgarh, expand it a little bit to the context of Andhra Pradesh. And of course, Save the Children also came on board, and then we partnered with the government of Andhra Pradesh to take this forward for 3 classes, 6th to 8th, because already government of Andhra Pradesh were doing the enhancement program from class 1 to class 5. As we understood the gaps, we tweaked the program, brought out learning interventions in the state. For the last 3 months, we had the formal launch in November 22, and then we started doing these interventions. We found that the gaps need to be addressed and addressed quickly. There was a crisis of learning and teaching, and fortunately, I must thank Hemchandra Reddy Garu to have understood this gap and very quickly jumped into the scene when we again signed another partnership MOU for the launch of what is happening today, the app wherein we are looking at college students going to helping hand to the kids who really need support so that they understand and they grow to face the parlance of education as they move forward in their own careers. This step is a very, very important step for us because it's not just volunteering to this, but it's also that they will be motivating the younger ones to take whatever path that they want. And probably they will learn something more than what's in their curriculum or what's just in the gap filling exercise. I'm very excited about this because we always say that, the education sector is led by the youngsters, and what the college community teaches to the school children. And indeed, sir, it is very grateful of you to have accepted, to help the school children through the volunteers app. And I must say it is very kind of UNICEF to have actually taken the program forward and through the Sikshana team developed this app. Rama Madam, I think we owe our thanks to you that in quick time we are able to come out with this particular app that is going to go a long way. And I strongly believe that it's going to go a long way in motivating kids in their careers, not just in what they're going to learn in terms of the material that is given by UNICEF. We always know UNICEF has a very robust mechanism of tweaking, formulating, and also giving the material to the community. So that we have absolutely no doubts on. But it's also that the volunteers that will come from various colleges across Andhra Pradesh would take this mega step forward in improving the entire education system, the entire school education system, and in turn help the entire college education system leaps and bounds in the fora of the subjects that are going to be dealt. I'm not talking of the LIP program. My colleague Professor Achalendra Reddy will talk about, Professor Upendra Reddy will talk about the program of what we have done, the surveys that we have done, etc. But sir, I sincerely thank you for having allowed us to partner in this effort to help us do a little bit for the education sector in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you all very much, and I'm wishing this launch as well as this entire exercise a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Oli Manikam Garu, for giving all the ideas about SIPS and the participation. Now I request Professor Upendra Reddy Garu, advisor SIPS, to say a few words on this occasion.
Thank you, Deva Garu. Chairman Garu, Hemchandra Reddy Garu, and Mana Sheshgiri, Valli Madam, Mana Mastane Garu, Vijay Bhaskar, Prashanti Madam, CRT staff, Nagesh, Rama Madam. So really, it is a great effort. The program itself is a learning improvement program. When we have conducted a survey in Andhra Pradesh, the survey reveals that children are very poor, not only in subject-specific competencies, but basic competencies of reading and writing. So reading and writing is the basic enabling factors without which nobody can go forward. So this is the context actually. So we actually intervened. Here, the support is from the school, but the gap is very large gap is there. So only with the help of with the support of the teachers, the gap cannot be fulfilled actually. So even in Chhattisgarh also, what actually the UNICEF took, there is a lot of community support in terms of parents, in terms of local youth. They actually came forward. They supported the children, struggling to learn. So we in the schools now we have the list of children, those who are unable to read and write properly. Every primary school, every high school, they have the list. Okay. So they are actually trying, but some sort of support after school hours or in the holiday is somewhat required actually. So when we heard that Hemchandra Reddy Garu has this type of community support program, we felt very happy really. Nowhere it was there. In US also, in high schools, sir, every student has to work for 40 days, sir, towards community support for the fulfillment of their certificates actually. So that is there. So it is nothing but a community service. And you have actually given that to the schools now. Okay. So this is a great thing, and SAT and all they developed some sort of handbook also, so that how to support the children in the reading, the writing, and arithmetic. This is one aspect. Since the students are from BSc or MSc or some high professional courses, they as well support in the subject specific also in mathematics, in physics, in high schools also. Because there is a lot of gap in the conceptual understanding of the concepts at class 9th and 10th level also. So this is nothing but a collaborative effort between the children and as well as these volunteers, these higher education students, a peer kind of learning, a collaborative type of learning actually. So children may feel somewhat fear to ask the teacher, but they don't feel fear to ask the fellows, friends, yes, Anna and Anta. So they can actually get it. And the only thing is that now how actually we have to club these two. ఇక్కడ స్కూల్ పిల్లల్ని కానీ తర్వాత ఈ వాలంటీర్స్ కలపడం ఎట్లా అని మనం ఆలోచించినప్పుడు యాక్చువల్ గా అక్కడ అక్కడ ఎవరంటే హెడ్ మాస్టర్ టీచర్స్ దే యాక్చువల్లీ టేక్ దట్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. దే యాక్చువల్లీ హోల్డ్ టాక్స్ విత్ ది స్టూడెంట్స్. వాళ్ళు ఆ పిల్లల్ని వాళ్ళు అప్పచెప్తారు అక్కడ యాక్చువల్గా. దట్ ఈస్ దేర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. కాబట్టి ప్లేస్ సపోర్టింగ్ ప్లేస్ స్కూల్ కావచ్చు, లేకుంటే వరండా కావచ్చు, పేరెంట్స్ హౌస్ కావచ్చు, ఎక్కడైనా కూడా వీళ్ళు దే కెన్ టేక్ దట్ యాక్చువల్. So this is only a initial effort of this writing. But in Chhattisgarh, what they did is a lot of learning the support material they have placed, they developed digitally and they placed on the app actually. ఒక ప్లాట్ఫామ్ మీద పెట్టారు. కాబట్టి ఎవరు కావాలన్నా కూడా they can go to the platform, they can download this learning resources actually and they can teach also. So this goes a long way. ఎందుకంటే హై స్కూల్ చదివి అయిపోయినా కూడా పిల్లలు unable to read and write, it is an insult for us actually. ఇంకా వాడు ముందుకు పోయినా కూడా ఏం చేయలేదు, ఒక సర్టిఫికేట్ ఇస్తున్నామేమో. బట్ ఐ అప్రిషియేట్ ఆంధ్ర గవర్నమెంట్. లాస్ట్ టైం కొంచెం స్ట్రిక్ట్ చేసేసి ఇస్తే కనీసం 60-50% వచ్చింది. 98% మన తెలంగాణ స్టేట్, తెలుగు స్టేట్స్ కాదు మిగతా స్టేట్ లో కూడా అట్లే ఉంది పరిస్థితి. ఈవెన్ అవర్ సర్వే షోయింగ్ అండ్ ఈవెన్ ఎన్సీఆర్టీ సర్వీస్ ఆల్సో టైమ్ అండ్ అగైన్ షోయింగ్ problem సర్వీస్ ఆల్సో. చిల్డ్రన్ ఆర్ అటెండింగ్ ద స్కూల్స్ బట్ దే ఆర్ నాట్ లెర్నింగ్. సో దిస్ ఎ గ్రేట్ లెర్నింగ్ క్రైసిస్. ఎక్కడనో మనకు ఈ యొక్క పెద్ద ప్రయారిటైజ్డ్ ఐటమ్ అనిపిస్తుంది గవర్నమెంట్స్ కి, ఏ గవర్నమెంట్ చూసినా కూడా యాక్చువల్. ఎందుకంటే ఒక పొలిటికల్ స్ట్రాంగ్ విల్ ఉంటే ఏంటంటే 10 ఏళ్ళు చదివిన తర్వాత రాయటం చదవటం రాదంటే ఏం పని చేస్తున్నట్టు మనం యాక్చువల్గా. సో రియల్లీ ద ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ ద రిస్క్ నౌ, ద స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ ఎట్ రిస్క్ నౌ. కాబట్టి ఐ రియల్లీ థ్యాంక్ యూ హెడ్జనరెడ్డి సార్. సో యూ కేమ్ ఫార్వర్డ్ అండ్ యూ ప్రామిస్డ్ దట్ 2 months ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ ద చిల్డ్రన్ విల్ వర్క్ ఇన్ ద ఫీల్డ్. కాబట్టి ఇది ఎట్లాగ ఇప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ చేసినాం కాబట్టి కొంచెం మనం యాక్టివ్గా చేసేసి వాళ్ళని అక్కడ ఆ విలేజ్ లెవెల్లో, మండల్ లెవెల్లో మనం కలిపితే, నేను అనుకునేది ఏంటంటే వాలంటీర్స్ అనేది ఇంతకుముందు రమా మేడం చెప్పిన కూడా నేను చెప్పాను. ఇప్పుడు వన్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఏంటంటే అందరూ డిజిటల్లో వాళ్ళు ఎన్రోల్ అయ్యి డిజిటల్లో మనం లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ విలేజెస్ ఇచ్చి లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ స్కూల్స్ ఇస్తే వాళ్ళు దాన్ని ఆప్ట్ చేసుకొని హౌ మచ్ టైమ్ ఇట్ టేక్స్ ఐ డోంట్ నో. బట్ ద ఓన్లీ థింగ్ ఇస్ దట్ ఇఫ్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఇఫ్ హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కనుక వాళ్ళు మండల్ కనుక వాళ్ళు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటే, మండల్లో మనకుంటే దాదాపు ఒక 70 నుంచి 100 స్కూల్స్ అవుతాయి. 50-60 మంది ఇనిషియల్గా చేసుకుంటే we can send these 50 to the MRO office, MEO office. MEO will call the headmasters and the teachers also to that. Volunteers also will be there. Then and there actual గా పంచుకోవటం కానీ ఎవరెక్కడ పనిచేస్తారు కూడా తెలుస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు విలేజ్ కూడా మనం ఇవ్వనక్కర్లేదు, ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళకి ఏ విలేజ్ ఇష్టం కూడా మనకు తెలియదు. వాళ్ళు నియర్ బై వాళ్ళే దే విల్ చూస్ యాక్చువల్గా. ఇదైతే కొంచెం క్విక్గా జరుగుతుంది, పని అవుతుంది. ఇది మన దీంట్లో కూడా చేయొచ్చేమో, ఐ డోంట్ నో. బట్
those options are available on the app.
ఫస్ట్ ఇంప్లిమెంటేషన్ చేసి దాని తర్వాత మ్యాపింగ్ అయిపోయాక వాళ్ళ
యాప్ లో ఎంటర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అది ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్. తర్వాత అట్లా చేసుకుంటే బాగుంటుంది. బట్ ఎనీహౌ ఇది అంటే మనం ఎప్పుడు కూడా ట్రై చేయలేదు. ఎంతవరకు మనం స్కూల్స్ నే రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ చేసినాం, టైం అండ్ అగైన్ చెప్పండి అంటున్నాం, కానీ ఈ 10 ఏళ్ళు వెళ్ళిపోవడం మాకేం రిజల్ట్ ఏం కనిపించలేదు. బట్ ఈ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ ద్వారా మనం చూద్దాం.
Absolutely. It's an experiment on a very large scale.
Thank you, Chandra, for this thing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Upendra Reddy garu, for giving all your inputs, and definitely all our good suggestions, and out of your experience and out of all the surveys, what they have told you, have clearly said, and this has given the need of the hour, how every citizen need to do, especially the burden on all education department, and especially now with higher education also.
Thank you. కదా ఈ పిల్లలే మా దగ్గరికి వస్తారు సార్.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So now may I request Srimati V. Prashanti garu, Senior Manager of Save the Children for Telangana and AP State. So please, you can throw some light on parental engagement in LIP program.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I'm so glad to be part of this, entire exercise that's being taken up here from Save the Children. I mean, like, we feel so proud to be connected to this. I think taking cue from the great experts from both the sides, whatever they have spoken, it's a very great initiative taken by the state of Andhra Pradesh, which is a very unique thing, as Shigiri was definitely mentioning. So the point, I mean, like, taking exactly the cue from what he was saying, saying is the children education have gone very long way. There's a lot to do collectively by all of us. Teachers are doing their part, whether it is best or not, I'm not the right person to judge, but as per our statistics, whatever it is showing, they are actually on a downside. However, the teachers are trying their best to do that portion. So the other side of the coin is the parents, which we are not really not much touched in many of our, as a culturally, it is getting, backwards, involvement of the parents in terms of child education, caring for them. So these aspects are kind of, quite missing in our culture itself or our system, probably because of various reasons. The parents are being away from the home for a longer time. They themselves don't have time to spare for themselves, and giving additional support for the child is kind of not being taught or not being part of the culture, so which is being missing. So I think that is where, LIP have to focus on that portion as well. So we are trying to touch every aspect of it. One is at school, and now with the connection with the higher education. So we are also trying to give that additional support for the child who is being behind with their learning capacity. So how do we bring that? And at the same time, if we touch the parents as well, what is the role of the parents? So to identify what are the gaps of the child, try to put some time for themselves with their child, to make them sit at home and read for some time. So these kind of support and awareness is mostly important within ourselves. Maybe, coming from the young generation, the children being placed over there, how do we mold these young volunteers also to take care of the other side of the coin? Like, connect this child to the parents. See, your child is actually doing at this stage. Maybe if you make, I am trying to do this much of portion for myself at home, try to give another half an hour to 1 hour of time. See that she or he completes this portion, so that there is little bit of efforts come from your side. So the child knows, okay, my parent is monitoring me, my mother or father is actually taking care of me. So they give a little more time for the studies. So this is what probably that gives an additional support, is what we have to think about it. So then it is a holistic thing. Until we touch the community, until we touch the parent, it doesn't become the holistic portion. So that is where we feel very strongly, and of course we all believed, and hence we have kept this as a major portion into our thing. So I think bringing this effort also collectively, apart from what we have done on first, second, third steps, I think this will be a kind of a value addition, is what we strongly believe in. And let's see how this goes in, and how supportive this becomes. The push from the parent also for the child, or the caring and support from the parent also becomes part of their learning process. So that's what we are aiming at. Thank you so much for bringing this aspect also into this collectively by all of us. I hope it goes in a long way. Thank you to everyone here.
Yeah, thank you, Prashanti Garu, for giving what is the importance of parents and involving parents in grooming the child. Definitely, this program will pave a way for it, for effective utilization of parents also in development. So thank you for joining along with Sri Ganesh Nagesh Garu. And now I request Srimati Rama Garu, Senior Director Operations of Shikshana Foundation, to brief about the proposed app, what already developed by Shikshana Foundation. So I request Amagaru to say a few words about the app.
Ramagaru, before you actually begin, Sundaranand, can you hear what is happening here?
He's on mute.
You're muted. Can you unmute and say, confirm? Sundaranand, can you unmute and talk? Maybe Srinivas, can you try?
I think
So it is logged from here, sir.
It's logged from here. Okay, okay.
Logged it from here.
Can you unmute now? Sundaranand, can you unmute now? No, we are not really sure whether they are able to hear or not. Huh? Okay. Then fine. Can someone confirm?
Yeah, we lost.
No problem.
Maybe they can.
No
put it in
problem.
the chat.
I think, Srinivas, can you raise your hand if you're clearly hearing? Yep, good. Thank you. Ramagaru, please, sorry for that.
Can they hear us? Yeah. Thank you, Dev Kumar Garu. And we are really, I mean, as an organization, Shikshana Foundation has been working in this, in the field of education with the government schools for 18 years now. And our effort has always been to see what is there in the system, where is the need for us to work, and how do we make the system more effective? What can we bring into the onto the table to make the system perform more effectively? So starting with, I mean, it started off very simply with just motivating the school. I mean, in 2003, 2005 early days, just with motivating the children to come to school daily, just giving them incentives every day to come to school daily. That is to make the attendance more, the student attendance, increase the attendance of students. Giving them something in their hands to sit and practice in the school daily, wherein when the government had not, none of the governments had come up with workbooks. So giving them some worksheets, some workbooks, and to make their time in the school more effective. So whatever we have been doing, the basic idea behind the work of Shikshana is making things more effective. And our CEO is a techie. He's a person with who had done his own company in the US before taking over. So therefore, Shikshana also brought technology into the field of education just to make things more effective, make the learning and teaching learning process more effective. So with this background, we have done very many apps, mostly in the state of Karnataka for the government. So this opportunity to work in this learning improvement came because of our involvement with UNICEF. And thanks to Giri, we were working with UNICEF right from 2019. But in 21-22, our focus took a little shift because Giri had taken over, and then he brought with him his experience in Chhattisgarh. And we had very many discussions. And initially, frankly, though I was in dialogue with him, I was not very convinced about the involvement of volunteers, which he kind of pushed on us, basically. It was it was a challenge. I mean, we've been working with schools, but we have not been working outside of schools in the community so intensive. COVID did take Shikshana into the community because there was no other option. Schools were closed. Children were not having anything in their hands. So Shikshana had to reach out to the children and give them all the inputs that we develop for their increasing their learning, improving their learning. But this was a different cup of tea wherein we actually had to go into the community, motivate volunteers, motivate them to work with a set of 15 to 20 children without any remuneration. So koi bhi kyun kaam karega, you know, without any money, how will they work or why will they work was the question in my mind. But nevertheless, I said, okay, theek hai, we've given commitment to UNICEF, so our work is to abide by that commitment. And it was a major struggle for us. For one year, for the first phase of the program, we had a huge struggle in identifying people, motivating them to actually reach out to children, select a few places, safe places where they can get 15 to 20 children together, and then after school, sit and work with them. Slowly, it did catch up, and we were able to sort of mobilize around 40 such volunteers in AP and around 50 in Telangana. But once, I don't know whether Giri remembers, but once when he was asking me what is the challenge and why are you not able to do it? So very spontaneously, I told him that if this comes from the government, then we will be able to mobilize more youth. Over here, Shikshana is a small NGO who is trying to do it. But in case the government takes it up and they come in heavily, then definitely there will be more number of volunteers. And I was really delighted when Giri first told me that they had met Mr. Reddy Garu and Dev Kumar Garu, and this kind of initiative is being done. And I mean, it was really good. So we were invited to present the work that we did, and that's how we entered into this field. So as a part of what we did with Sikshana always, as I said, we try to see how effective we can make our work. So technology is one big part of Sikshana. Even to monitor our programs, it's not only monitoring, but also using, how do we use technology to deliver the system or deliver whatever we are doing better. That's the basic goal of using technology in the field of education. So similarly, we had done it with the volunteers that we had appointed also. And that's how we got roped into this entire program. So I won't talk much. We will be looking at the app. So this app is not only to have a count of how many volunteers are coming into this LIP program through LIP, how many volunteers are coming in, or whether they are going and reaching out to the children, but also, what do they do once they are there? Because they're all college students. So we cannot expect that each one of them will be very good with the children. They may be interested, they want to teach, but they don't know how to do, what to do. So all these things also will come in through the app. The effort that has gone into the volunteer manual, which is basically paper-based, and then we probably cannot circulate it to 17,000 youth. So that's where the app comes in. We're going to take all those things to each and every youth so that they can effectively get involved in the LIP program, and we can probably see some, I mean, not probably, we will definitely see some good movement in this. So once again, thank you everybody for, giving us this opportunity to be a part of this entire movement.
Thank you, Rama Garu, for giving your inputs about app and how it has evolved. Maybe by this time you might have understood how Government of Andhra Pradesh is keen on improvement of education. So the Government of Andhra is putting a lot of efforts from all sides, and this is one where we are having great leaders of education department, and both from school education and higher education. And definitely this program is going to give good results. We are hoping for it. Thank you for your intervention and helping in all technical support. And now we are having school education representatives are here. Unfortunately, because of their busy schedule, Suresh Kumar sir, Commissioner sir could not attend, and Srinivas Rao sir also engaged in some other meeting. So we are having with us Sri Mastanaya Garu, Vijay Bhaskar Garu. So Mastanaya sir to tell a few words about this program and the intervention of school education in this LIP process.
Good afternoon to all dignitaries who are basically present here and who are connected and online. First of all, I have to say thanks for the SIPs which has taken. SIPs are the Center of Innovation. Daily they have taken an innovative program. A year back, we have already initiated the program school education last year itself, and it is the second phase of the program, which Chairman actually has taken initiation, and they are generously helping this school education. As an officer from school education, it is my minimum responsibility to pay thanks to all the organizations who are taking their efforts involving to improve the children of our schools, especially deserving children. There are several organizations who are putting enormous not only efforts, their hard-earned money, and the betterment of the children through the children for future nation. They are helping like anything. For past several decades,
not only government, several organizations are trying to develop in this field. Initially, we have concentrated on access to the people, providing schools in habitations, and later their enrollment and retention. For last 2 decades, we have been trying to improve the quality. In spite of our efforts, not only from government, from our other organizations also, we have been observing in different media or learning gaps through reports, journals, surveys. There are huge gaps in learning. Age appropriate and subject appropriate learning gaps are there. It is an innovative program really. Last year when SIPS under the guidance of SIPS chairman, our friend and our colleague, Mr. Upendra Reddy has taken initiation, and because of him, it was materialized. We have inaugurated the program in September last year, and it is being taken up on project pilot mode in 10 districts of Andhra Pradesh, that is north coast of Andhra Pradesh and Rayalaseema districts. It is happening really. We have involved teachers, teacher modules we have prepared. Several efforts have been taken, and the program is going on. This is the first time the school education is being integrated to the higher education, and the potentiality in higher education, that is the huge strength in graduation, both in general and technical education are being involved, and they are at liberty to help the deserving children at their habitations or nearer to their homes. It's a great innovation. Now, on this occasion, I wish to appeal to the August House. Let us forget about our positions, responsibilities, whatever it is. As a human being, we have social responsibility. Though we are having every facility and all comfortable, what are required for comfortable living, if we are aware of from the society, if we are not among the people, amidst the people, we can't survive. As an individual, nobody can survive. So because of the society, we are able to survive, we are able to live happily. So if we take that angle, we can't survive without the society. Then we have to pay. We have to return the society something. As an individual or as a human being, we are able to get on our life because of the society only. So then we have to think about what we are giving to the society. So nowadays, children are number of children are there in schools who are unable to get their minimum learning levels. There are several reasons for that. To fill that gap, our SIPS and UNICEF, Save the Children, they have generally came forward and doing something, taking into that service and help into consideration. If we, every individual in this meeting or otherwise also are able to pay some concentration towards the social responsibility, then we will automatically get some results, and the future of the children will be good, and in turn, nation will they will contribute to the betterment of the nation. Please think on those lines, and I once again pay my gratitude to all the organizations, especially Chairman Apshi Sri M. Chandra Reddy Garu, for generously looking downwards to our school children, and we will definitely achieve the expected results. I hope so. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Master Nagaru, Director of CMET, for elaborating on school education's role and how it has been involved in quality and how it is concerned for the society. And definitely higher education students with a partnership will bring some change in the society as a whole. Thank you, sir. And now I request JD Samu Vijayabhaskar Garu to speak on this occasion.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఒక మంచి ఇనిషియేషన్ లో మేము కూడా భాగస్వాములైనందుకు చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది. కమిషనర్ గారి తరఫున వచ్చినప్పటికీ కూడా వాస్తవానికి వ్యక్తిగతంగా నాకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంది దీనికి రావడానికి. లక్కీగా నాకు అవకాశం వచ్చింది. అది నిజంగా మనం స్టూడెంట్స్ ని వాళ్ళ చదువులో భాగంగా కమ్యూనిటీలో వాళ్ళని ఇన్వాల్వ్ చేయటం అనేటువంటి మంచి ఆలోచన. అది హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, స్కూల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కలిసి చేయటం ద్వారా నిజంగా ఆ ఇద్దరికి ఉభయతారకంగా ఉంటది. అంటే చదువు చెప్పేటువంటి పిల్లలకు కూడా, ఎవరైతే డిగ్రీ చదువుతున్న పిల్లవాడు వచ్చి వాడు 5th క్లాస్ వాడికి నిజంగా చెప్తే వాడి చదువు ఇంప్రూవ్ అవుతుంది. అలాగే పిల్లవాడికి ఉపయోగపడేది. ఇది ఉభయతారకంగా ఉంటది. చెప్పాలి అని అంటే ఇంకొంచెం శ్రద్ధగా చదవాలి. కేవలం తను పాస్ అవడానికి అయితే కొద్దిగా చదివితే చాలు, కానీ చెప్పాలంటే మాత్రం మరింత క్లారిటీ కోసం చదువుకోవాలి. అందుకని ఇది వాళ్ళకి ఆ విషయం అర్థమయ్యేలా చెప్పాలి. మీరు ఇంటర్న్షిప్ లో భాగంగా వెళ్ళండి, లేకపోతే 6th సెమిస్టర్ లో భాగంగా వెళ్ళండి, 4th సెమిస్టర్ లో భాగంగా వెళ్ళొస్తేనే మిమ్మల్ని పాస్ చేస్తాము అని అంటే దానికి వాళ్ళు టెక్నిక్స్ కనిపెడతారు. అలా కాకుండా ఇలా చెప్పటం వల్ల నీకు మరింత ఉపయోగం ఉంటది. ఇది నా వ్యక్తిగత అనుభవం కూడా. నేను కూడా బిలో అంటే యావరేజ్ కన్నా తక్కువ ఉండేది నేను చదువు. ఎప్పుడు 6 సబ్జెక్టులు ఒకేసారి పాస్ అవ్వలేదు. నేను డిగ్రీ కూడా ఫెయిల్ అయ్యాను. కానీ నేనేం చేసేవాడిని, ఫెయిల్ అయ్యి ఇంటికాడ ఉండి కూడా డిగ్రీ 2nd ఇయర్ నుంచి 5th క్లాస్ 4th క్లాస్ వాళ్ళు పిలిచి చెప్తూ ఉండేవాడిని, ఇంటి దగ్గర చెప్తూ ఉండేవాడిని. అలా చెప్పటం వల్ల నాకు క్లారిటీ పెరిగింది. అలా క్లారిటీ పెరిగి 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 అదొక అలవాటు అయిపోయింది. చదవందే ఉండలేను, చెప్పందే ఉండలేను నేను ఇప్పటికి కూడా. అలా చదవటం చెప్పటం అనేది ఒక వాటర్ ట్యాంక్ లాగా తయారవుతారు. ఆ విద్యార్థి వాటర్ తీసుకుంటా ఉంటది, వాటర్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటది. కాబట్టి ఇది హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో మొదలవుతున్న అది వాళ్ళ స్కూల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ రెండింటికి ఉపయోగకరంగా ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడ ఇంతకు ముందు రోజుల్లో ప్రైమరీ నుంచి హై స్కూల్కి వచ్చిన పిల్లవాడిని 6th క్లాసులో 5 ఏళ్ళు ఏం చేసేవరా, ఏం చదవటం రాదు, నీకు రాయటం రాదు అని అడిగేవాడు. ఆ తర్వాత కొన్నేళ్లకి ఇంటర్మీడియట్ లో అడిగేవాళ్ళు ఆ క్వశ్చన్, ఎంత పాస్ అయ్యావురా నువ్వు, ఎలా పాస్ అయ్యావురా, నీకు చదవటం రాదు రాయటం రాదు, ఎలా పాస్ అయ్యావురా. ఇప్పుడు డిగ్రీలో అడుగుతున్నారు. అంటే ఏంటి, మనం కొన్ని సంవత్సరాల తరబడి జరిగిన నిర్లక్ష్యం ఇలా ఒక్కొక్కరికి ఒక్కొక్క డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కు చుట్టుకుంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు అందరూ కలిసి వర్క్ చేసి దీన్ని మరింత ఉపయోగకరంగా చేయాలి. మనం దాంట్లో భాగం మనందరం కలవటం. నిజంగా ఇంకోటి, చదవటం రాయటం రావట్లేదు అంటున్నారు, దానికన్నా ముందు స్టెప్ ఉంటది. అసలు వినటమే రావటం లేదు. ఫస్ట్ అది ముందు లిజనింగ్ నుంచే వస్తుంది. LSRW అంటారు. లిజనింగ్ స్కిల్ ఫస్ట్ డెవలప్ అయితేనే లిజనింగ్ నుంచే ఏదైనా చదవటం వచ్చింది, రాయటం వచ్చింది, అది మాట్లాడటం వచ్చింది. కాబట్టి వినటం రావట్లేదు అని అంటే కారణం ఎప్పుడు వినే వాళ్ళది కాదు తప్పు, చెప్పే వాళ్ళదే తప్పు. చెప్పేవాళ్ళు ఆసక్తికరంగా చెప్పకపోతే వినేవాడు వినడం. ఇక్కడ ఉపాధ్యాయుడిలో ఏమి లోపిస్తుంది, ఆసక్తిగా అతను చెప్పటం లేదు. ఆసక్తి బాగా ఆనందం కలిగేలా చెప్పలే. ఆసక్తి ఆనందం మిస్ అయిన చోట జ్ఞానం అనేది నేర్చుకోవాలనేది ఉండదు. ఎందుకంటే 5 నిమిషాల కల్లా కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ పోతుంది. ఇక అప్పచెప్పటం మాత్రమే వస్తుంది. ఇక అప్పుడు ఒకవేళ వాడికి ఆనందం లేకుండా ఆసక్తి లేకుండా చదివాడు అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు వాడికి సిలబస్ వస్తుంది, చదువు రాదు. సిలబస్ వస్తుంది. సిలబస్ వచ్చిన వాడు చదువు రాని వాడి కన్నా ప్రమాదకరం. సిలబస్ వచ్చిన వాడు చదువు రాని వాడి కన్నా ప్రమాదం. దీన్నే 16వ శతాబ్దంలో షేక్స్పియర్ అంటాడు, స్టడీ మేక్స్ థీఫ్ ఏ బెటర్ థీఫ్ అంటాడు. స్టడీ మేక్స్ థీఫ్ ఏ బెటర్ థీఫ్ అంటాడు. అంటే చదువు రాని వాడు దొంగతనం చేయాలంటే చాలా కష్టపడి గోడకు కన్నం వేయాలి. ఆ అవతల డబ్బులు ఉండేలేవో తెలియదు, శబ్దం వచ్చిద్దో ఎవరైనా చూస్తారో, ఏం ప్రమాదం జరిగితే చెప్పలేం. బాగా చదువు వచ్చిన వాడు కంప్యూటర్ కూడా నేర్చుకొని, టెక్నాలజీ బాగా నేర్చుకొని వాడు ఆన్లైన్లో దొంగతనం చేస్తాడు. అంటే సిలబస్ మాత్రమే నేర్చుకోవటం, చదవటం, రాయటం వస్తే అసలు చదువు రాని వాడి కన్నా వీడు ప్రమాదకరంగా తయారవుతాడు. విద్య లాగా దాన్ని పొందాలి, కేవలం సిలబస్ లాగా కాకుండా, పరీక్ష కోసం కాకుండా, మార్కుల కోసం కాకుండా, చెప్పటంలో ఆనందం ఉంది, చదువుకోవటంలో ఆనందం ఉంది అనే రెండు విషయాలు వాళ్ళకి తెలియనంత కాలం అప్పుడు వాళ్ళు కేవలం ఎలా అవుతారు? ఇప్పుడు 10 మంది యువకులను అరెస్ట్ చేసిన వాళ్ళని చూడండి, నేరం చేసిన వాళ్ళని చూడండి, అందులో 6గురికి 7గురికి డిగ్రీలు ఉంటాయి. ఈ రోజున వాళ్ళందరికీ చదవటం వచ్చు, రాయటం వచ్చు. అంటే వాళ్ళకి వాళ్ళ మైండ్ ఎడ్యుకేట్ అవ్వలేదు, కేవలం సిలబస్ మాత్రమే నేర్చుకున్నారు. కాబట్టి మనం చిన్న వయసు నుంచి కూడా చక్కని కథల ద్వారా, ఇప్పుడు ఇంట్లో మనం ప్రేరణ మిత్రలో తీసుకుంటాం, ఒక విద్యార్థిని తీసుకుంటాం, అతన్ని కూడా మనం ట్రైన్అప్ చేస్తాం. అది ఆట పాటల ద్వారా చెప్పు, అది కూడా మనం ఇందులో పెట్టాం. అలాగే వాళ్ళు కథల ద్వారా చెప్పు, అంటే ఇతను చదివే ఉద్దేశం ఉండాలి కదా, కథ చదివే ఉద్దేశం ఉండాలి ఇతను పిల్లలతో ఆడుకోవటంలో ఆనందాన్ని అనుభవించాలనే ఉద్దేశం ఉండాలి. హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ నుంచి పంపించేటప్పుడు వాళ్ళని ప్రాపర్ గా ట్రైన్అప్ చేసి పంపించాలి. ఇందులో నీకు కూడా ప్రయోజనం ఉంది. ఎవరైనా పని చేయమన్నప్పుడు నీ జీవితానికి ఆనందంగా నీ సర్టిఫికేట్ వచ్చిద్దని కాదు, నీ జీవితంలో ఆనందాన్ని 2020 మ్యాచ్ చూస్తుంటే ఎలా ఉంటుందో, నిజంగా చదువుతూ ఆనందాన్ని పొందటం నేర్చుకున్న వాళ్ళు నిజంగా దాన్ని అనుభవిస్తారు, ఇతరులకు కూడా ఇవ్వగలుగుతారు. అలా మనం వాళ్ళని ట్రైనప్ చేసి పంపాలి. యాక్చువల్గా టీచింగ్ లో కూడా అదే లోపించింది. ఇది ఉపాధ్యాయుల యొక్క పని. మన ఉపాధ్యాయుల్లో కూడా కొంతమంది బాగా కమిటెడ్ గా బాగా చేసే వాళ్ళు ఉండరు, కానీ కొంతమంది ఒక్కసారి డిఎస్సి పాస్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఒక పుస్తకం చదవటం అనేది దశాబ్దాల తరబడి కూడా జరగట్లేదు. అప్పుడు చదువు అంటే ఒక తర్లుబాడు బీఈడి కాలేజీ మీద ఒక లైన్ రాసి ఉంటది అన్నమాట. ఏమనంటే, గతంలో చదువుకొని వర్తమానంలో చదవకపోతే భవిష్యత్తులో నిరక్షరాస్యులు అవుతారని. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు ఎప్పుడో చదువుకున్నావు, సంవత్సరాల క్రితం చదువుకున్నావు, మళ్ళీ ఒక్క పుస్తకం కూడా చదవటం లేదు, కొత్త విషయాలు నేర్చుకోవటం లేదు, నువ్వు ఏ రకంగా ఆసక్తిగా బోధించగలుగుతావు? అక్కడ లైన్లే యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ గా చెప్తున్నారండి. కాలేజీల్లో కూడా అలాగే చేస్తున్నారు. ఇవాళ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ గా చెప్తున్నారు. వాళ్ళు కూడా అంటే ఏంటి, వీళ్ళు చదివి ముందు పిల్లలకు అప్పచెబుతారు, తర్వాత పిల్లల చేత అప్పచెప్పించుకుంటారు. జరుగుతుంది అది. బోధన లేదు అక్కడ, అప్పచెప్పుకోవటమే జరుగుతుంది. కాబట్టి మన ఉపాధ్యాయులు కానీ, లెక్చరర్లు కానీ, ఈ రోజు మనం చదువుకునే డిగ్రీ పిల్లల్ని కానీ మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే, సిలబస్ దాటి బయటికి లైబ్రరీలు, పుస్తకాల షాపులకు వెళ్ళాలి, పుస్తకాలు తెచ్చుకోవాలి, చదువుకోవాలి. చదువుని మనం ఇవ్వాలి, కానీ సిలబస్ని ఇస్తున్నామండి దురదృష్టవశాత్తు. చదువుని ఇవ్వాలి. ఆ చదువుకోవాలి అనే కోరిక కలిగితే అది జీవితాంతం ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు కొంతమంది చూడండి, ఎంత ముసలోళ్ళు అయినా సరే, నేను కాళీపట్నం రామారావు గారిని చూద్దామని, ఆయన ఉండారని శ్రీకాకుళంలో డిఓగా పనిచేసేటప్పుడు వెళ్ళాను, వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి వెళ్ళాను. అప్పుడు ఆయనకి 94 years, ఆయనకి మనం చనిపోయారు. అప్పుడు నేను వెళ్ళేసరికి ఆయన చదువుకుంటా ఉండారు. నేను ఆయనకు దండం పెట్టి, ఇప్పుడు కూడా చదువుతున్నారండి మీరు అన్నాను. ఆయన ఏమన్నాడు తెలుసా, ఇప్పుడు పెద్దగా చదవట్లేదండి, రోజుకి 8 గంటలే చదువుతున్నాను అన్నాడు. రోజుకి 8 గంటలే చదువుతున్నాను అన్నాడు. ఎందుకంటే ఆ గ్రూప్ 1 సిలబస్ లో ఆయన రాసినటువంటివి కూడా ఉండేవి అనమాట. కథా సంపుటి ఉంది. ఆయన ఇంకా జీవించి ఉండారా అని నాకు తెలియగానే, శ్రీకాకుళం డియోగా వెళ్ళగానే ఆయన ఉండారని తెలియగానే నేను వాళ్ళ ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిపోయాను. కథానిలయమని బ్రహ్మాండమైనటువంటి లైబ్రరీ పెట్టారు. ఇన్ని మంచి పుస్తకాలు ఉండే అక్కడ. విచిత్రం ఏంటంటే, అందుకే రవీంద్రనాథ్ ఠాగూర్ అంటారు, 20వ శతాబ్దం యొక్క దురదృష్టం ఏంటంటే, అప్పుడు ఆయన 1941లో చనిపోయారు. 20వ శతాబ్దం యొక్క దురదృష్టం ఏంటంటే, చదువు మానేసిన వాళ్ళు చదువు చెప్పటం అంటాడు. చూడండి, అది చాలా బాధాకరమైన విషయం. మనం ఎంతసేపు కూడా మీకు మనం పిల్లలకు చదువుతుందా అని చెక్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం, కానీ ఇక్కడ నేను ఒక ప్రకాశంలో డిఓగా ఉండగా ఒక సర్టిఫికెట్, ఇది జెన్యూనా కాదని నాకు డౌట్ వచ్చింది. ఇది చిదంబరం యూనివర్సిటీ సర్టిఫికెట్. దీన్ని నేను ఒక ఎంఈఓ గారికి ఇచ్చి ఒక రిజిస్ట్రార్ లెటర్ రాసి పంపించాను, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ జెన్యూన్ ఆర్ నాట్, కన్ఫర్మ్ ఇట్ అని. అది తీసుకెళ్ళాడు ఆయన. చిదంబరం అంటే 600 కిలోమీటర్లు 700 కిలోమీటర్లు వెళ్ళి రిజిస్ట్రార్కి ఇచ్చాడు. ఇస్తే రిజిస్ట్రార్ దాన్ని చూసి ఆ జెన్యున్ అని రాసి మళ్ళీ నాకు పంపించాడు. మళ్ళీ ఇంకొక 600 కిలోమీటర్ ప్రయాణం చేసుకొచ్చి నాకు ఇచ్చాడు. సర్టిఫికెట్ జెన్యున్ అని ఉంది. తెల్లారి పేపర్లో యూనివర్సిటీ ఫేక్ అని వచ్చింది. అంటే ఏంది, మనం ఎంతసేపు సర్టిఫికెట్ జెన్యునా కాదా అని చూస్తాం, కానీ యూనివర్సిటీ జెన్యునా కాదా అని చూస్తామా? మనం చూడం. ఎంతసేపు పిల్లవాడు ఆనందంగా నేర్చుకుంటున్నాడా లేదా అని ఆలోచిస్తాం, కానీ మాస్టర్ అసలు ఆనందంగా చెబుతున్నాడా, ఆయన ఆనందాన్ని అనిపిస్తున్నాడా, సిలబస్ చెబుతున్నాడా, బోధిస్తున్నాడా? గాంధీ గారు స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చెప్తారని, నేను గుజరాతీ చెబుతాను, ఇంకొక ఆయన ఇంగ్లీష్ చెప్తాను, ఇంకొక ఆయన లెక్కలు చెబుతాను, మరి చదువు ఎవరు చెబుతారని అడిగాను. యాక్చువల్గా అది నిజంగా చాలా గొప్ప ప్రశ్న. అది చదువు ఎవరు చెప్తారు? ఇక్కడ సిలబస్ చెప్పడం, సబ్జెక్ట్స్ చెప్పడం కాదు. చదువు చెప్పాలి అని అంటే మాత్రం అతనికి చదువు ఉండాలి. నిరంతరం చదువుతున్న వ్యక్తి మాత్రమే బోధించగలడు. అతనికి చదువు ఉండాలి. అతని ఇష్టంగా చదువుకోవటం, తనకు నచ్చిన విధంగా చదువుకోవటం, వాటిని ఆసక్తి కలిగేటట్టు చెప్పటం. సాధారణమైన విషయాన్ని కూడా ఆసక్తిగా చెప్పాలంటే, విషయం సాధారణమే కానీ దాన్ని ఆసక్తిగా చెప్పాలి. అప్పుడు వింటారు, లేదంటే మాత్రం వినరు. ఇక్కడ అసలు లిజనింగే జరగట్లేదు, అది సమస్య. ఎల్ జరగట్లేదు, ఇంకా ఎస్ఏం వచ్చింది, రీడింగ్, అవి సెకండరీ స్కిల్స్ అంటారు. ఎల్ఎస్ఆర్డబ్ల్యూలో మొదటి రెండింటిని ప్రైమరీ స్కిల్స్ అంటారు, లాస్ట్ రెండింటిని సెకండరీ స్కిల్స్ అంటారు. నువ్వు సెకండరీ స్కిల్ గురించి ఆలోచిస్తారు. ఎవరైనా చూడండి, ఎవరైనా పిల్లలకు చదవటం రావట్లేదండి, చదవటం రావట్లేదండి, రాయటం రావట్లేదు అంటారు తప్ప అసలు వీళ్ళు వింటలేదనే సంగతి. నోరు మూసుకొని ఉంటారు, ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడతారు, నోరు మూసుకొని ఉంటారు. అసలు స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళంగా ఫస్ట్ నేర్పేది ఏంటంటే
ఫింగర్ ఆన్ యువర్ లిప్స్.
స్కూల్ అంటే నోరు తెరిపించాల, నోరు మూపించకూడదు. అది ఎవరు తెలిసిద్ది? చదువుతున్న మాస్టర్కి మాత్రమే తెలుసు. ఈ విద్యార్థులు కూడా రేపు వెళ్ళి చేతులు కట్టుకోండి, నోరు మూసి, ఇప్పుడు నేను మీకు మాస్టర్ని అయిపోయాను అన్నట్టుగా వాళ్ళు ఉంటే ఉపయోగం ఉంటుంది. ఇది
నేర్పడానికి ఫస్ట్ సైలెన్స్ నేర్పించాలి.
ఆసక్తి ఉంటే నోరు మూసుకుని వాళ్ళే అంటారు, పక్క వాళ్ళ వైపు తిరగరా, నువ్వు ఆగురా, నేను ఏదో చెప్తున్నారు, నువ్వు ఆగురా, అంత ఇంట్రెస్ట్. ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు వింటున్నారు, ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళు వింటున్నారు. అది ఆసక్తి ద్వారా చేయాలి కానీ నోటి మీద ఏరు ద్వారా చేయకూడదు. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ అండి, మీరు అందరూ కూడా విన్నారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you, sir, for sharing all your personal experience and what are the things you have done. So,
Vijay Bhaskar garu, we look forward to your guidance and leadership for this program, because it is so close to your heart. So please get involved in it and support us as we go along. Just one bit of information, Deva garu, is that the Commissioner of School Education, Suresh Kumar garu, is available around 5:30 to join in online. And I suppose we will take another 10-15 minutes at least to. So we would also.
The registers are waiting for quite long.
Right.
We'll go ahead with the program.
We'll go ahead.
So thank you, Vijay Bhaskar garu, so for sharing all your experience and making really lively the session. Really, students will need to show their interest in executing this program, not as a part of their mandatory requirement, but they have to enjoy. Definitely, I think they'll take this positively and they'll enjoy their presence at the schools and making the school children enhancing their knowledge. We are happy to hear that Suresh Kumar IAS garu will be joining in a few minutes. So we are thankful for him for sparing his time. And now I request our chief guest, Professor K. Hemchandra garu, Chairman APSHI, for who is the backbone of all this program and made everybody roll on for evolving this. And he has conducted so many meetings with all vice chancellors and registrars also regarding the implementation of this LIP program. And because of his intervention, all are now almost 17,000 students are already registered for volunteering this from all universities. All the registrars and principals also available, sir. So now I request Hemchandra Reddy Garu to give his address to all the gathering.
Thank you, Professor MLS Devkumar. Galaxy of the people here this evening. Very importantly, Sheshagiri Garu from UNICEF, Swati from UNICEF, and I'm a big fan of him, Professor Upendra Reddy Garu. Valli Manikyam Garu, Director, Center for Innovation in Public Systems. And we just now heard Prashanti, Senior Manager, Save the Children, talking, and Srimati Rama of Shikshana Foundation. And we also have Sri Mastana Garu, Director, SEMAT, and Vijay Bhaskar, JD Samo. And from SCRT, Sudha Lakshmi Garu, Neelima Garu. Galaxy of the people from various organizations, under one platform. My dear friends, I know it's a long meeting. As teachers, we already lost the habit of listening. I don't know whether, in the 1 hour, if someone can keep you alert. But I seriously want your attention for the next 10-15 minutes. In fact, it is very carefully taken up program and a chosen program from Higher Education Department. Friends, you're all aware, we did many things for the first time in the country in higher education space, which includes establishment of Board for Community Development through Education, a path-breaking initiative. And way back in 2021 itself, we brought into the curriculum community engagement, mandatory for credits, and then internships for 8 months, mandatory for every student. So massive changes have been brought in higher education curriculum. Friends, majority of the registrars who have logged in, we have 20 state universities. I'm sure all 20 registrars are here joining us this evening. And you're all aware, you all must have gone through the NEP document. For the first time after 36 years, it kick-started a discussion across the country in the higher education space. But if you go through the document very carefully, somewhere it's mentioned that it is mandatory for higher education to handhold the school education. So for the first time across the boundaries, the collaboration is mandated in the national education policy. So we are not an exception. We actually want it to happen. For all the reasons, whether it is said in lighter vein with a few jokes or with all the seriousness how people said, no, it's a fact that there are learning difficulties among the students, and please understand the same product we are getting into the higher education. Now, when I go across the institutions, the teachers start complaining that, students cannot even read and write, but still they are in degree education. And they in turn pose a question to me, you tell me how to teach these kind of students. And when I ask the students, they say teachers don't show enough empathy and then care, concern, hand-holding, and therefore we are unable to learn. Whatever it is, the primary cause is the primary education. See, somewhere initially, if the student is not learning what he ought to learn, then the learning difficulties, they accumulate, and by the time actually they join the degree education or higher education, actually we see a huge gap basically. So in order for us to train and produce high quality graduates, definitely the input need to have minimum level of understanding and learning capabilities. Now, all said and done, the speakers who spoke before me, they all said, yes, it is prevalent, the subject-wise learning difficulties, the age-wise learning difficulties, all kinds of difficulties are there, and therefore learning improvement program is mandatory in the state or across the country. And when Upendra Garu said, I'm so happy and relieved that it is not the case only in Andhra Pradesh, it is there everywhere in across the country. Now, last year you must have seen when Honorable Chief Minister ordered the School Education Department to go tough with the evaluation, not even tough with the evaluation, to go to do a sensible evaluation. And we saw almost 20%, 23% failing the 10th examinations. So prior to that, it was year on year 70, 97%, 98% pass percentages. And we always took everything for granted. And maybe that is the reason why the complacency percolated into every corner of school education. Let's not blame anyone. It's not a blame game. I know our teachers are doing the best. I know our parents are very busy with their routine activities. Very unfortunately, the kids are very helpless. And don't forget, we are not working with machines. We are working with young hearts. And definitely their aspirations are needed to be nurtured very, very carefully. Otherwise, we are doing a great damage to a life as such. So with all this understanding, much before UNICEF approached us, in fact, I was talking to Professor MLS Devkumar, to initiate certain programs where higher education goes to the schools, handhold and try to improve whatever way they can. Now, initially when we were discussing, I thought, we shall introduce a few science experiments or, promoting mathematics, now kind of STEM education among the school children. But definitely, as we had a deep dive into it, we understand that there are a lot of learning difficulties. Much before that, we need to, handhold every child. Now, we all have 15 lakh students in higher education and about 48 lakh students in schools. So the ratio is so simple, 1:3. Now, if one higher education student can handhold 3 school education students, I think Andhra Pradesh can very quickly be converted into a true knowledge capital. Now, it's a long-term measure. You don't see the results by tomorrow, but definitely we need to initiate this at this point of time for a better future. So even if you think 50% of the higher education students drop out of this scheme, 7.5 lakh students, it's still 1:6. I think it's very, very much manageable. Now, Devkumar is working very hard, working with BCD coordinators in every university and college. And we even have permitted your vice chancellors to appoint a BCD coordinator in every university, over and above the sanctioned positions. So we permitted one more person to be appointed. Now that makes the job of registrars a little easy, to coordinate with BCD and then talk to your principals and communicate everything. Now, when we were discussing with UNICEF, I think Sheshagiri, a highly learned man, we are very fortunate we have him here in Andhra Pradesh. They came out with a wonderful, content, how it should be. And parallelly, I understood SCRT is also coming out with very good learning content. Now, the higher education students, they need not work really hard. Let them understand the content and then take it there to the school. Now, I don't know how we implement it. 2,600 institutions, 15 lakh students, 20 universities. How you take it, I am not stipulating anything. Is it part of your community engagement, part of your 2 months internship, part of your 6 months internship? Or if a student is commuting to the college as a day scholar, and can you sensitize your higher education student to handhold a few children in his village, in his locality, and on a regular basis? So I think we should explore every possibility. And that's what I said, my dear registrars and nodal officers of universities. Let us not resort to any kind of a blame game. No, it is everyone's responsibility, please understand. Now, it's school education, of course, you heard them, Masane Garu and Vijay Bhaskar Garu talking about it. We will be joined by Suresh Garu, the Commissioner of School Education, shortly. Everyone is so concerned. Now, this is not how we should be moving forward. And please don't forget the fact that in the last 4 years, we have spent 60,000 crores, not 1 or 2 rupees on only education. And if spending 60,000 crores of rupees cannot show a tangible result or a positive change in the society, probably this expenditure is a wasteful expenditure. Now, let us not, pave way for such, assumptions. Let us all rejuvenate ourselves. Let us all reposition ourselves. Let us think quiet and think for the betterment of the state of Andhra Pradesh. And state of Andhra Pradesh can better itself because, you all know we don't have a capital. We don't have revenue generating cities in Andhra Pradesh. And Andhra Pradesh, if it has to grow, it has to grow only through knowledge. And that is the vision with which Honorable Chief Minister is working. And the plethora of reforms we brought in higher education or school education, Nadu Nedu, kind of, all kinds of motivating things, all kinds of positive factors that has come in the last 4 years is to ensure that feel good factor. So initially, if everyone is feeling good, then possibly the message of a positive change can go, and quality will be visited by everyone. In fact, when I said everyone, every stakeholder. And this is one opportunity for us to initiate such a big thinking, such a big program. And I want all registrars, please talk to your vice chancellors immediately and talk to all your affiliated college principals, all your constituent college principals. I don't mind even if you conduct a few workshops exclusively on this. And the content is quite available everywhere, how and why you should handhold schools. Now, if schools are better places for learning, obviously higher education institutions will obviously become better places of learning. Now, at this point, we only need to remember this. Sam gachadvam, sam vadadvam, samyo manansi janatam. Let us talk together, let us walk together, and let us think together. Now, if this can be done, Swami Vivekananda said, give me 100 people, I'll shake the whole nation. Now we have 15 lakh students. Let us shake at least Andhra Pradesh education system. Now, very seriously, it's just a very serious desire to change the education picture in Andhra Pradesh. Forget about what happens in the neighboring states, forget about what happens elsewhere in the world. But let us all have a very strong resolve to change Andhra Pradesh for good. And let's take the message very, very seriously. Any of the registrars, if you have any doubts, please talk to Dev Kumar. I am also available over phone. If you have any difficulty in understanding this program, beautiful learning content has been prepared and it is made ready at the disposal of the students. Dev Kumar said there are only 17,000 volunteers. There is a very strong need for us to improve this number. And also, please, you registrars, ask your teachers somewhere if it is possible, all higher education teachers, somewhere if it is possible, to go to a village and then get connected with a few school-going children, help them. And also talk to your all retired teachers of higher education. If they can spend some time in a particular habitat or society or a colony, let them go and do this exercise. And it is all for good. I'm sure, you heard a lot of people talking about it. I'm so happy, so many organizations are coming together. I'm very confident we are going to change Andhra Pradesh tomorrow. So for good, I want all the registrars' cooperation, and I'll be talking to your vice chancellor separately. Definitely take it as a responsibility and take it forward. I'm fine, and at this point, I'm missing Professor Sri Nedurmali Ram Kumar Garu, the chairman BCD, the man who's behind the entire drive. We miss him here today. Dev Kumar, in his absence, probably is representing BCD, and Dev Kumar is the sole point of contact for all of you. Dev Kumar, you need to raise your energy levels. Go after them, and I assure you all the help from higher education front. My registrars at this point of time, all of them are wonderful people. they will understand what you are saying, and they can help you straight away. Our assurance is there, without any condition, unconditional. Thank you.
Want the registrars to ask anything
Anyone?
or say anything? Is there any time for that?
Thank you, sir. Really, it's very much informative and motivating speech.
Go ahead.
Really, always, even though quite frequently we hear your speech every time, including me, all visitors will get new inputs from your speeches. Definitely, the point you have mentioned, 60,000 crores spent on education, really a valid point. Really, it's not worth taking, and all the people who are beneficiaries and through the university system and college system and school education system. So that much of money is being pumped into the system for enhancement of the education. Definitely onus lies on every one of us to make the dreams of Honorable Chief Minister to fulfill in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Definitely every one of us will work for it. And the points we have mentioned, tending to involvement of the students with the wholeheartedness in enhancing this. Definitely, if children,
Unmute.
yeah,
You can be unmuted.
so they can definitely do the wonders. They'll become the real change makers with all your good words. Now, I request any registrars, if you are having any feedback or if you are having any points to say, you can speak out. All the people who are involved in this LIP are present here. So after your feedback, we'll go for launching of manual. It is prepared by all the stakeholders here, especially SCR and ICNA Foundation and itself. And later we'll launch app also. And then we'll show the small demonstration also, especially all BCD coordinators and principals. You can watch the demo so that you can demonstrate the same thing with your students also. If any registrar want to say anything, I think we are opening mics. You can unmute yourself and you can speak. You can express if you want to have any points to say. Any registers?
I think there is one.
Yeah, Sundarananda, please.
Sir, respected chairman, sir, and respected Devkumar, sir, and all the dignitaries who joined this evening, and good evening to everybody, sir. So today, actually, there is an opportunity for all the undergrad students or postgraduate students to interact with the younger generations. If some young people are interacting with the students, they can naturally get inspired by them. Recently, I would like to share one experience. Some of our faculty, including myself, went to model schools before 1 month before the 10th class examinations. All of us really shared our own experiences, how we really prepare and what are the tips. When it is going on, especially we are having this community project, and this is the best way of influencing the society, as everybody said, and the learning opportunity at school will be much more than that of college level or university level, because once we really grow up, it is going to be converged. It will be narrowed. It will be specialized learning. If you really want to become any, all-round development, or if you want to expand your horizon of understanding, the school is the best place. And it is going to a win-win situation, and students get benefit. And students at school level or students at college level or university level can discharge their responsibility towards the society, and simultaneously all the experts said people can enjoy this learning. And thanks a lot for giving this opportunity. And from our university side, Dr. Rajshekhar, and who is a BCD coordinator, and we all will work under the leadership of our chairman, sir. And we will give our best, sir. Thanks. Namaste.
Thank you, Sundaranand. Thank you, Sundaranand. This gave me confidence that all my registrars followed this program behind the screens, number one. Number two, Sundaranand, your energy is really, giving me a confidence that we can take this program positively forward. May I take an opportunity here to make a small request to all the registrars. In the process of engaging your higher education students, make sure inform them properly that child protection shall be ensured. No, don't misuse that opportunity when they interact, and make sure that child is respected there. So I think that sensitive issue, I don't know how you communicate, but definitely we all need to communicate to our students who we are deploying into schools and the field. Definitely, one mischievous activity brings a lot of bad name to the entire process. So make sure there's a caution. There's a bottom line though, but it's a very serious caution. Please inform all your volunteers to behave properly when they go. It's not that they behave otherwise, but it's a small caution. That's it. Hope you understand.
There are the guidelines designed, so the do's and don'ts, which we will be attaching with this.
No, in fact, on the app, they have to give an undertaking regarding this.
Yes, that's what I'm just trying.
They've already put that on the app.
Yeah, now people say in the app that has been designed, there are do's and don'ts very specifically mentioned. Ask every student to read them properly and then give an undertaking to that effect.
Even the manual also has a section on do's and don'ts, which
Yeah,
they can refer.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. If any any reflection? Yeah, okay. If no one are there, we'll go with the next program, releasing of manual. I request all the dignitaries to take part in releasing of the manual, followed by app launching will be there.
So there's one.
We can share it.
Yes, we can share it.
Yeah.
I think UNICEF team also. Sudhakar, you have a copy? I will share this, please. Hold on.
Yes, we are having. Okay.
Come.
This is a master, we can say.
Master will have the master copy.
I think you can move a little backward. So, Babu, chairs like. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There are some really interesting activities here that they can do. Asha. Okay, yes. Whatever is. Camera. Should get all these.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Have the app launch quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Unlikely that he will join. He's not.
Yeah,
Might be busy.
Thank you all. Principal
No,
Secretary
no,
has
he
said
sent
that.
me a message. Go ahead.
So this manual is having all day-wise activities.
Week wise,
So-
week wise.
All these activities they can follow. So all the activities which are involved in very easily understandable fashion and mentioned in Telugu language very easily. They can utilize all these activities and they can follow day to day, and they can conduct all
We wanted to give
thematic presentation
Everybody
and
can-
games and small plays, all songs, all are included. So definitely, higher education students, once they go through this, they can formulate what methodology they can follow at the schools.
We can.
So
make
really,
it
it is
bilingual.
fantastically designed. All these modules are very useful, and they can complete these modules.
Up to 20 weeks we have.
Easily, they can complete all
We
these
can keep
modules.
improving this as
And
we
they
go
can
along.
do that. So
The
we
only
can
question is
see
it
the,
possible
enhancement of
look at
knowledge
giving
children
physical copies or would that be too
before
much?
implementing this program and after.
Maybe a little
program
too much.
also.
It is now
All the activities,
No, no, no. We'll have to bring black
our
and white.
involvement
Black
and at the same time, the growth of knowledge or enhancement of knowledge.
So maybe the
Can be
font should be
measured.
little more attractive.
So we are going to launch app now. So once the app is launched,
Yeah.
a small demo on app also. So registration of students in the app is one more step which is going to take part once we launch the app. So within a couple of days, it will be uploaded into the Google Play Store. We'll notify that when it is ready to readily available on Google Play Store. Then we can encourage our students to download the app and to register there. And there is a step-by-step process also. We'll give all the details. Already SOP is being prepared. We'll share all the details so that you can inform all the students to download that app and install on their phones. And there will be a dashboard for all the college nodal officers also, where they can see the day-to-day activities. I mean, how many people from each college are participating and how much time they are spending at their locations. All these things will be visible. So all these things will be shown in a app. So if Shiksha Foundation team will link that app to be launched, and once it is launched, so we'll be showing the
I think
demo also.
We'll take up to a week's time to put it on the Play Store. And I would request Devagaru to inform all the colleges accordingly, the day the app is available on the Play Store. Is it coming?
No, the screen is not being shared. Did you talk to him?
Yeah.
Next, we are going to take up adult tinkering also.
We took him to an adult tinkering lab yesterday.
Yeah,
We
that's
want to
where our
make your
expertise.
engineering students with the labs. It's going to be very exciting.
Definitely, I'll put them into set.
And whenever you have time, please come to Penamaluru. We'll show you at least one of the adult tinkering labs.
Yes.
Yeah. Is it happening? I think. You may have to go somewhere. Just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No, I have to computer system. Rama, you said it's working on upper house.
It is working, it's not getting shared. It's not getting shared with that screen. App is working. That's what they're trying to
It's
figure
appearing and going off.
out. It's a blank screen is getting.
Blank
shared.
screen is coming.
Yeah.
Commissioner Matra.
No, he's busy, he said.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
He said, I suggest to go ahead with the program. If I'm through with the VC, we'll join. This, he sent at 5:22.
We'll do.
He's still not there.
We can't expect.
Normal screen already.
That's the last option. Once it is clicked or launched over here, then my colleague can share his screen on the Zoom. It has to be launched by him with a physical.
No, but what he can do is let him share the thing on Zoom
Ah.
and let sir announce that I'm now launched. That's better. Because then everybody can see it instead of me. Can we just stop that?
Yeah.
Even a verbal, I mean, a statement from his side is more important.
Hello, but it's not working. So you share your screen so that everybody else can see it. Okay, on the thing, everybody else can see it, and we will give Upper House phone to sir to launch it. After. You click there also.
Yeah, the
Then we
moment he
can-
says, he can
You
click.
can navigate in Actinex.
Yeah.
1 minute. You share your screen with the launch. I'll disconnect, you share.
Yeah, it's here.
మరి ఏదో ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది మనకు తెలియదు.
Anyway, let's not try what we are doing now because
అది మళ్ళీ పోయింది.
is he able to share his screen?
I think you will take it forward.
Just you can click and you can.
What do you click?
No.
Yeah, Ravi Garu,
Ravi, are you sharing your screen?
please share the screen or Professor Hemchandra Reddy Garu will launch.
Open the app, please.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Approve.
Yeah, you can ask him to launch. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Ravi, you can also launch.
I'm so happy I'm launching it here.
That's nice. I think finally we made it happen.
That's right. అరచేతిలో వైకుంఠం.
Yes.
Ravi, hold on a bit. Are you leaving or should I?
I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
You can continue.
But you can continue.
Just
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, Ravi, hold on for some time. I
Sure.
will-
Yeah, friends, I have to leave now. I have another meeting. So the meeting continues. They will explain the app. Please stay back, try to understand everything. So nice of you for all your patience. I need all your best support in them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir. Look forward to being in touch.
Yes, sir. Will be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Yes. Yeah, quickly.
Ravi,
We'll anyway be doing a face-to-face workshop. So very briefly.
The app will also see.
Yeah.
we'll just show the highlights basically. Right now. Ravi, you can proceed. So this is about sharing the location. Yeah. Yes, right. So the volunteer will have to, enter the mobile number, and the password will be the last 4 digits of the mobile. So once you log in, that's the child protection policy. The view button will enable us to see what the policy says, so that students can actually read the policy. Do's and don'ts are there in the manual. That will also be up on the app.
This is very similar.
This is the child protection policy, which will tell the students what the policy is about. And they'll have to take the undertaking, have to sign it, then they move ahead. So it has 4 options. One is the attendance, one is the data activity, there's a dashboard, and then sync data to server. So they'll have to do the attendance first. Yeah. So the attendance will, over here, the volunteer will have to basically record the date will come automatically, and he'll have to record the timing, he or she, and then give a description, probably which village they're working or which module they are doing, anything like that, some description over there.
I think all of this, when we have the face-to-face orientation of the nodal officers in the college, will be explaining all of this.
So the attendance also will come in the app, basically, of each and every student for the nodal officers to see. And then you have the today's activity. If you're going to the dashboard. So the dashboard shows the movement of that particular student, which day, how much time has been spent by that student.
And what they have done.
What they have done. So this dashboard will be there'll be separate login IDs given for all the nodal officers. So they will be able to see what their students are doing, how many days they have attended, etc. Go to today's activity. Yeah. So over here, in the manual, all the activities have been divided into spread across 20 weeks. So we will be having 20 such modules on the app. All the week activities will go into module 1, module 2, module 3. And the students can select the module. When they start the program, they select the module 1. Then community. They'll have to select the community because they're operating at the community level. So once they open this, they have the PDF down there, over there. So that PDF will be the week 1 activities on the app.
The same content over here has been put into the app.
Will be put into the app as week 1 activity. So the student can basically check there.
So for example, this will mean that this is the activity that you can do with the children. Do it and see what happens.
Any grade, 6th to 8th grade. So
This is right now, the manual is focused on FLL. Because we felt that is critical. As we go along, see, it may be possible that a student is getting a mixed age group of children. There may be somebody in class 6 and somebody in class 1, class 2, class 3. At this point of time, I think they need to use their own abilities and whatever they know to teach the older kids.
Most of the times that only will work.
Yeah, that one only will work. Yeah. What we are focusing is right now classes 1 to 3 and foundational.
We have to establish the baseline.
Baseline, yeah.
So 5, 6 children are alerted to. He has to identify where they are first.
Yeah.
If he establishes that, then his action starts. Action is generally we can actually empower him. Actually, what is the literacy strategy? What is the numeracy strategy? Based on that, he has to follow his own approach. If anything put in the module or in this, he can take it.
Yeah, it's a reference.
It's online only.
It's a point of reference.
It's a point of
basically for those
reference.
students.
We know that in reality, they may not follow each and every activity, each and every week, not necessary also. But if they want to do something, then they always have a reference.
See, this basically this sets a base.
Yeah.
You know, for a student to go and sit before some 10 children and then think that, you know, I don't know what to do with them. I don't know what to do for an hour. Then he has a reference over here. There's a
Exactly.
ready module, or we have seen that children or students, they like to be told, in many cases, they like to be told what to do. They like a structure. So that is a structure which this manual offers.
We don't want them to just keep doing something randomly. Because while it may be everybody may enjoy, it may not really make a difference. So that's why some bit of structure has to be there.
There is a structure, we say, from basic to the some level.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
You can operate somewhere.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they
Same
can.
thing, same thing.
They can. And since teachers have come together and put on most of the activities, we also have some learning outcomes which the children can gain from performing these activities. So based on those learning outcomes, we have put up some 9 to 10 questions in
So
every
there is an
module.
assessment built in here.
Built in over here.
Must be.
Yeah.
Ultimately, after 3 months, he has to show the performance.
Yeah.
So
So-
when I started, children are at this level. After 6 months, the children are at this level. So that is actually the progress.
So based on these activities which are there in the module 1, we have generated a few questions like how many children
Are able to do.
are able to learn, read the big English alphabet, small English alphabet. So whatever activities are over here, based on that, those questions have been formed, which the volunteer will basically tick off or, enter the number over there. So there is one advantage that even at the state level, when the dashboard is being viewed,
You can
so
see all
you
that.
can see the number of students will be able to, so the dashboard will give the data.
So even if each of these 70,000 students has 5 children to work with, so that's almost a lakh, 5 to 6.
Yeah.
So the dashboard will tell us in this 1 lakh students, what is the distribution of their, in a very simple way.
Simple way.
It's not like your NAS or ASER report, but in a very simple way, you'll get to know
Cumulative data, basically.
where the children are. I think that's what.
Yeah, you have to mention certain outcomes also. In case of reading, you say some reading, some sort of reading comprehension, writing whole sentence.
I think that is
Yeah.
that is what we have put in here.
Yeah.
So where children can do.
It is based on the learning outcomes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
the question, we have put questions, Sudhagaru. For module 1,
Yeah.
week 1, suppose the activity is ensuring that the children know the alphabet of English. Then there's a question on the app that how many children at the end of the week, how many children know this, know what you have taught or have mastered what you have taught. So that will give us an idea.
I think as we keep using this platform and we get more real world experiences coming in,
We'll make
we'll be
changes.
able to refine it and make it better and better.
And we can give that thorough material, teaching at right level.
Yeah.
Pradham has developed.
Yeah, so basically
It's also better.
exactly. So basically in this app, we can feed in any PDF document which we want the volunteers to
You
take
can
up,
put in a
refer to.
PDF, you can put in a video, you can put in worksheets, you can do a
You can
lot
give
of things.
links, YouTube
Platform is now
links.
available for.
Yeah.
No,
Suppose-
broadly, suppose reading is there, what are the basic reading strategies? What are the reading tasks you can use to improve the reading? Like that reading comprehension, like the 10-15 activities tasks you give. Any task he can select and he can perform.
So
there.
the way this has been organized is like sir was also saying, it's organized on the basis of LS in the beginning, listening and speaking. A lot of oral language activities are here. And that is how we are beginning.
A lot
to
of
do.
stories are there. So if the volunteer is,
Stories.
Yes, yes.
see, because,
Every class should start with a story.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
and these questions are very important because they are motivational for the volunteer. At the end of the week, when the volunteer has done a set of activities, and then he's able to answer, he's able to say that, okay, in the 5 children that I have taught or I have interacted with, three children can do so and so, 2 children can do so and so. So it's a kind of motivation for that
Motivation for
child,
them
for
to
this.
carry on, yeah.
Karen.
Initially, to get
Child writes any story or anything.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
also can upload that also.
absolutely. So there's a camera icon over there.
I feel like they're writing very good stories. They narrate stories.
Yeah.
So they can
do
send
that.
they can
So
send a
Ravi is
photograph.
showing that, Ravi, my colleague, so they can send photographs.
First one,
They can-
that only how to get along with the children's story, some incident,
There.
something like that.
So you can
Something
send a
like-
photo of that particular activity, like.
Photo of
he's
the
upload-
particular activity, you can record an audio and put an audio piece.
And even 2-3 sentences you can write.
You can write.
This is what we did today.
So with the app, yeah.
And it's a different type of statement and the second language is oral, more speaking, story.
Yes, yes.
English.
So the other thing is that while we have said that all the volunteers have to volunteer for 3 days a week, now we may have some enthusiastic volunteers who will do all 5 days or all 6 days.
Yeah.
So they are not limited to doing only module 1 in week 1.
Yeah.
So once they look at the module 1, they've finished all the activities in 3 days, they can go to module 2. So every module will be up on the app, and there will be a few questions aligned to the activities on the module, which the volunteers will answer.
Initially, we had distributed it as week 1, week 2, but I think in a discussion yesterday, we said we'll remove the word week and we'll put module 1, module 2.
Better.
So that there may be volunteers who might want
Again,
to.
not to make
Yeah.
so structured also.
No, it is not.
Second, third, it's not an open thing.
Yeah.
We have given to them, let them.
But we would
So the
encourage
idea-
them.
the idea
We
of
would
bringing it
encourage
is-
them to do module 1 before they do module 7.
And the idea of structuring it into different modules is also that sometimes I mean, if you give a whole book like this and say, do these activities, doesn't work out. So you break them into chunks,
Pieces,
pieces,
Bites.
then, yeah, bites, yeah. Yeah, bites, then they're more, yeah.
Some sort of model reading to the children. Let
So that's also there in this. There are an assortment of stories in
I think thanks to Sudha Garu and Nilima Garu's involvement, and of course, those workshops that we did, it is very pedagogically sound. It is structured yet unstructured, I mean, yet open. So I think that's the beauty of this.
Vendor register is also a part of our workshop.
No, definitely.
He was there for all
Can
the.
become a mentor for the students.
Yes.
That's very, very important. Because they are all practical stories we should tell, sir. Maybe many stories may be written in books, no? If you tell your own story,
We should
you
wind
get
it up.
inspired.
Should we wind it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
okay,
they
thank
had
you.
to also leave other
Yeah.
people who are on the call.
Ravi, thank you, Ravi.
Thank you very much, Ravi.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, all the participants online. So the step-by-step process of app will be circulated to you once again. We'll prepare a SOP. What is the first step? What is the next step? All these things will be circulated to through all our media, through our BCD website and through our WhatsApp groups, and through BCD university coordinators will circulate all the inputs to you. So once it is ready in Google Play Store, we'll let you notify. Maybe it may take a couple of days. So once we notify, you can request all your students to download from the Play Store, and they can install on their mobiles. And as and then their period of CSP starts, they can start working, as each university is having different periods of CSP. So during that period, they can do the activity. So anyway, school education department is helping us to reach out the corresponding HMs. So what we are going to do, all the details will also be uploaded in the app, and they'll be circulated through various modes with all the college coordinators. So once you get all these things, you can get in touch with the school headmasters, and you can take help of them, and you can identify the students of that particular school in that village, and you can start the activity.
Connection we must,
Right. So that school
There we
education
need your
department will also give instructions to all the corresponding teachers or headmasters. They'll be helping us in identifying the children
together.
and assembling and to make the project effective. So thank you all the things. Swati madam, do you want to propose vote of thanks on behalf of all the organizers? Because
Devagar, one small announcement, if you can make, that we will look at the possibility of face-to-face workshop with the BCD coordinators in the coming days and weeks, so that all these aspects can be explained to them in detail.
So,
Sir, excuse me, sir. Good evening. This is Professor Katyani from SPMVV.
yeah, madam, please.
Sir, how many students each volunteer has to adopt? Any specification that we are giving, or we are going to leave them?
So
How many school children we have to adapt?
yeah,
So that learning can be effective.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
So our experience, ma'am, shows not more than 10 to 15 children per volunteer. I think anything above that would be very difficult to manage. And as it is at the ground level, they're not going to get a homogeneous group of children. So they might get children who are in grade 1, grade 2, grade 4, grade 5, etc. So
Yes, sir.
I would say 10 to 12 children would be the ideal number for each volunteer.
Okay, sir.
And
Um,
we are discussing with the education department. I just told Mr. Mastanaya, CMAT director, that we will need to coordinate with the school education department so that the school teachers assign a set of children to the volunteers in their communities. And that there is also a bit of a linkage between the volunteers and the school teachers as the program starts. Of course, right now the schools are closed and teachers are not.
Sir?